Morning everybody, Calm Biker here in the back cave, which is a complete dump at the minute. You see the bike is in stoppy mode at the moment, been cleaning the back end. And it's a while since I've been on, and the last time I did a video I was saying it's a long time since I've done a video. So here's what I've been doing. Now I'm sure you can imagine everybody's in the same boat at the moment. Nobody expected this year. I think 2020 year will be the time that bikes forgot. But I spent a couple of weeks in self-isolation with a lovely dry hacking cough. Don't know if it was coronavirus or just a cough, of course. And then as that ended and I got excited about bringing the bike out, they were salting the roads. And I thought, well, I'll give it a miss because I've been cleaning it. And then had a load of good rain, clear up the roads. And then somebody decided we all needed a virus to keep us locked up. So the bike is now at the cleanest it's ever been. So I'm now looking for more jobs to do. Now the job I've got to do today, I've got to put the thing back together again. You can't quite see on the picture, but there's no exhaust on it at the moment. So exhaust got to go back on and back wheel in, and then it's ready to roll. Not sure where it's going to be rolling to be fair. Might be a trip to the shop for essentials, but I think not much more than that at the moment. This is the upper sky lift in stoppy mode. Basically you just don't tie the back end of the bike to it, so as you lift the back end goes up in the air and the front end stays down on the ground. Gonna have to make it easier for cleaning the back here and putting the back end back together, which was a nuisance because of a clip. See if I can get this camera to focus on this clip. That one, weirdly, isn't on the parts diagram. So when I found that in my plastic Tupperware box of parts for the hugger and chain guard, I didn't have a clue where to put it, and I checked through the parts diagram and I checked through the service manual of all of the instructions for putting the thing back together, and it's not mentioned at all. And then it was one of those, sat there watching TV and realising that's where it came from. But yeah, she's looking quite clean at the minute, probably cleaner than the day I bought it, because it piddled down with rain, and the bike on the 20-mile journey back from the dealership got absolutely coated in mud. Now that everything's clean, I think probably a good plan to tidy up this mess and get that back wheel back in, and then the exhaust on. And it gives me a chance to try out this new camera. My old camera broke. The little swizzly screen on it, when you swizzled it, just turned off, and then when I swizzled it back after a couple of goes, it just switched off again. And these modern cameras with no viewfinder meant that it was impossible to do a video, or at least know where it was pointing. It's really painful going out there and seeing how sunny and dry and warm it is, and I can't take it out. The old screwdriver trick, long screwdriver going through. Keep everything roughly lined up to make it easier to get the axle in. Got to make sure on this one that these chain alignment gizmos are in the right place. Very easy when they're off the bike for them to get misaligned. And once they are, you find that you're pushing the axle through, and even if they're off just a tiny little bit, instead of the axle going through nicely, it pushes these out. Just adjusting those a bit, these adjusters. I don't know if it's a design flaw or if I'm useless, but it's a really annoying thing. And it's at this little bit of metal here, where the brake attaches. When these are completely forwards, this actually hits against the swing arm. And you can probably, well, you probably can't actually, but if the camera's good enough, there is a little bit that's not quite the same colour of black there, where it rubbed away. And I've touched it up with a little bit of touch-up paint. But yeah, slightly disappointing that adjusting the wheel can actually make two bits of metal hit each other. Anyway, that's the axle through. Nearly got a wheel on it. I probably forgot to mention at the beginning of the vlog the reason why I'm doing it, because obviously I'm not out on the bike and I'm not particularly doing anything useful or interesting, but I've had a few people have contacted me through YouTube and Facebook just to check if I was alright, which is very nice here. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm fine. Just bored senseless by this inability to get out and do stuff. It's amazing how much you take for granted just being able to go out, isn't it? Get these clips back on. So yeah, it's really because there's nothing going on, I haven't really been minded to make videos, but everything's fine. The thing I have noticed, we're doing our one daily piece of exercise outside that we're allowed to do. And Mrs. C and I tend to walk most places anyway. If we're going shopping or something like that, we'll stick a few bags for life. You know, you've got to have your bags for life, haven't you? Stick a few of them in our pockets and we'll head down to the local shops. It's only maybe 2-3 mile round trip, so nice little walk, nice bit of mild exercise. But usually we don't see anybody else at all while walking. Or the odd person you'll see and say good morning or good afternoon to, but very, very rare. You just see a constant stream of traffic. I say stream advisedly. Generally you see a traffic jam and you walk past it thinking they've not really thought this through. But since the virus thing, it seems that people are actually getting out more. Well, not more, but there's certainly more people out there when you go for a walk. I've never seen so many people out for a walk. It makes social distancing very difficult. Might I suggest, because obviously the Prime Minister will be watching, but might I suggest that we apply a new rule? I would say, if you're out for a walk doing your daily exercise, walk on the right. I mean, if there's only one pavement, maybe walking on the left, you've got to, but if you're walking on the right, you can see the traffic coming towards you on the roads where there's no pavements. And that way is less likely to be in conflict with people, because it's a bit like playing Pac-Man at the minute, where you're just trying to avoid all the ghosts that are walking towards you. Just a thought. If there's one takeaway from this video, maybe that's it. Anyway, put this clip on. A thought just struck me. Without the exhaust on, is this what the future electric Kawasaki Z1000 is going to look like? Time to make it almost legal. I think it'd be a tad noisy at the moment. Never really trust these plastic nut and bolts for the number plates. They don't really feel solid. They don't feel like they're going to work, although you don't see that many number plates on the ground, so I guess. I do remember on the XJ6 coming out of a shop once and finding my number plate half unscrewed, and I don't think it was like that when I went out. I think somebody fancied my number plate. So you didn't see many XJ6 Diversion S's around, so you can't imagine they were cloning it for a bank robbery. Yeah, that one's not gripping very well at all. It's the other thing, they are really soft. It seems that every time I change a number plate I end up changing at least one of these bolts. I wonder if I'd be better off sticking a bit of hot glue behind it or something to stop them coming undone, kind of plastic equivalent perhaps of Loctite. Almost a usable bike. It would look weird without an exhaust, wouldn't it? As an electric. I wonder if they'll put fake exhaust on them in the end or something different to make them look like a bike. Well, that's some progress made. I've not finished yet, I've not got the exhaust back on. I think I'll leave that for a job for another day. Give me something to do. The quicker I get the bike back together, the quicker I'll want to ride it, and obviously that's not a doable thing at the minute. We've got to follow this advice. Just the maths alone says that keeping out of the way of other people and not spreading this thing around is the best thing to do. So as I keep saying on the TV, you know, you've got to stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. I'm not going to have the blonde mop wig though. So, a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It's a shame we can't go out and ride, but I am kind of just been sat on my wall having a drink in the sun in my own property. So I think I'm within the rules, and you start to appreciate these little things, I think. It's nice just to sit here and listen, take a bit of sun, listen to the birds. Look at a bike that's almost complete. I think probably 2 or 3 more jobs and I'm done. And then an essential trip to get a pint of milk or something. But no, we've got to keep these things in at the minute. It's got to be the way to go. I have had a few bikes going past, and I hope they are for essential journeys. I know some people are ignoring that, but it doesn't take many to ignore it to make this thing be far worse. So don't ignore it. So I won't sign off in my usual way. I'll slightly modify it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.